wake up in the morning feeling good right now. I know it. Where my joy come from? It's the morning. Oh, it's the morning. Oh.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Whenever the last video I posted, it has been a beyond productive end to the year for me, and I am extremely grateful for everything that has happened. I hope that your year is off to a good start. I hope that the goals that you have set for yourself are already headed in that direction positively. I hope that you're not making resolutions that could fall off, but you're constantly taking every day to build positive habits that support where you're trying to go. Listen, I gotta say, I spent the last week of the year in Austin, and I was around some of the most amazing people I met last year, or just in general, and the nuggets that got thrown around, the way that several of these successful people express their mindsets and their habits that they're constantly building. And it's just, what's interesting, and it's not really interesting at all, it's just a fact, as we deal with this podcast. But like, everybody is dealing with something. It doesn't matter what level of life that you're on in terms of your career path, your goals. Everybody is dealing with something that is trying to prevent them or provoke them into taking steps backwards. So the point of this podcast to begin with was literally to express some of the thoughts I deal with, or some of the conversations that I have with other people, and I just choose to share them in hopes to connect with people who may be dealing with this very thing. With that being said, I know I was in the middle of the mindset series. But this one right here could not wait. I got to talk about it because the last week was just super eye-opening for me. Man, like, it's so much to share. But y'all know how we do it before we get started. We got to breathe and connect and center ourselves and quiet our minds so that we can chop it up. But I gotta say, before I get that far, if you haven't already, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, comment. I get comments, I get views, I get comments, I get them both. And we're looking to build a community, and I would love to talk back to you. So if there's something that I say that may help, or you feel like that may be controversy and you don't agree, feel free. Let's talk about it. I would love to have you in the comments. And yeah. So if you will, regardless of where you are, take a second. Let's breathe, if you will. Right? Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One more time, deep breath in and out. First one of the year on the podcast. But anyway, this was a really good one. And you've heard it before, or maybe you haven't. But it took a different approach when I sat around a room with people who have struggled before in life, who have dealt with being in the room with people who already have some of the things they're looking for, and they're at the bottom of it, so they feel left out. But basically, the conversation was like this: the longer we spend time not doing what we love, the longer we prolong the quality of life that we want to live. The longer that we spend the time doing the things that we don't love, the longer we're prolonging, the more we are prolonging the quality of life that we want to live. Basically, when you deal with relationships, the longer you talk and interact with people who don't serve the purpose or the goals that you have set for, the longer you are taking in other personalities and characteristics of people who are not in line with your purpose. In other words, if you are surrounded by people who don't uplift, who don't serve the, if you're not around people who in some kind of way don't serve the purpose of where you're headed in life, like by way of words of affirmation, by way of actual action, sharing your content, assisting you with ideas that you may have, and this list can go on and on. If you're not around people who can directly support what you're trying to accomplish in life, get away from these people ASAP, because the longer you hang around these people and you say, oh, but they're just a friend. People can't be your friend if they're not supporting your well-being. It's not even a possible thing. There's associates, but why would you want to be associated with people that don't even believe in you? All right, what is that? What does that even mean? And then this is the biggest one. This is what caused the conversation, because I was around a specific comedian and he was asking, basically he interacts with other comics, but when they come up and do stand-up, because these are people that may not do it full time, he asked them, like, well, what do you do outside of this? And in most cases, it's people working in fields that lowers their vibration altogether and they feel stuck. Now, that's a very touchy subject, because no situation is the same, and some people feel like they have to do what they have to do. But I think it's important to understand that out of 24 hours, if the majority of them are being spent on doing the things that you hate to do, you're constantly repeating the cycle of like when you think about a scale, if the bad is outweighing the good, then you're gonna constantly, the bad is getting stronger and stronger. You have to figure out a way to get on top of your situation. We live in an era now where you literally don't have to clock in to make really, really, really good money, depending on what you want to do in life, depending on how you go about it. But in most cases, one skill has about 7 different ways you could break it off and disperse it. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life and your money and what you got going on. But all I'm here to say is, if you're not spending a good chunk of your time daily on what you love to do and the thing that brings you the most joy and passion, you are constantly headed down a dark tunnel. And there's nothing nobody can do. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to help you. This is on you. Take it how you will. My personal perspective has always been, don't be afraid to sacrifice for what you love, right? And if you do, and now let's put it in simple terms, if you do a budget and you stick to a budget, then you know exactly what that means to you. Now, if you don't have a budget and you just feel like, oh, I'm around, or you just feel like, oh, I need to have a lot of money, I need to have this, then you're gonna forever chase the money. But are you chasing your actual happiness? Are you chasing your passion? Are you chasing the thing that's gonna create the most time for you later in life? Because at the end of the day, aren't we all looking for just time, like to be able to do nothing with people that we love, or do something fun with people we love? At least I am. I can't speak for you. I don't want to work nothing. I just want to have fun with my friends. Okay. So these specific guys, and there was a room full of people, they all talk about this. At one point in life, they were all working what would be considered a dead-end job compared to the career path that they were on. And then they sat down one day and made a decision. They're like, yo, I'm not doing this no more. But how can I afford to not do this anymore? Now, that takes putting away your pride, takes putting away your ego, because of course you're gonna bump into people who completely disagree with what you're trying to do. Because God forbid that you don't have $1 million coming in. But only you know what your situation is, and I want to encourage you that you are not alone in this situation. And if you even feel the urge to live a kind of life that is progressing towards your actual happiness, then you go for it. You figure out what it takes, what fits in your passion bubble, your box of things that you love to do, that you can monetize, or that you could work to a point where you can continue to build the life when you're done doing said thing. You hear it all the time about people who get into real estate. Oh, I got my 9 to 5. When I get off, I start to go do research. You hear about it all the time. But I mean, if they can do that with that, how much more time can you spend on something else to build? They're all the same. It doesn't matter what career path you're trying to go into. They all can lead to, if we want to say it like that, millions and millions of dollars. The more time you put into it, the more effort in the connecting and the networking you do. Relationships. How many of these people are you interacting with that's dealing with the same situation you are, or maybe a little higher than you are, can tell you. But anyway, make sure that you surround yourself with the quality of life that you want to be involved in. Get rid of everything else. The longer that we spend time not doing what we love, or the longer we spend time not being connected or not being around the things and the people that we love, the longer we are prolonging the life. And I'm probably saying that wrong, but whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. The longer we're taking away from being able to live the quality of life that we want. I want to encourage you this year that as you set your goals, that you don't forget to envision and to connect with people who are on the same path, but better, not below. I'm not saying to ignore people and be mean to people, but if you're not seeking out people who can absolutely embarrass you at your own craft, then you're not even seeking to be better. And when I say embarrass, I don't mean like actually make you feel like worth less than yourself, but inspire you to want to be better. At least that's how I am. But anyway, that's all I want to talk about. Happy New Year. Health is wealth. I'm on the way to the gym. I'm late to posting this, but it is what it is. I'm going to post it anyway. Have a great day. No excuses. Yo, if you like that episode, all I need you to do is subscribe, like, and comment. And make sure you share it with somebody, because maybe this piece of content could help them. Let's keep it going.
That you bless me, even though the devil tried to test